forewarned. It's LuAnna, and this podcast contains honest, upfront opinions, rants, bants, and general explicit content. But you know you love it, and welcome you beauties to Thursday and LuAnna. Totally extra. Morning, girls.
Morning.
Boo, 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 boo. Hello, I'm the Lou Meister.
She is.
She's the spanner.
The spamoir.
You're the spam.
The spam.
Have you ever tried spam?
Yes. Isn't it foul? It's like dog food.
Emma, have you tried it?
No, but I don't like the sound of it.
That would be a sponsor we could never do because we're always very authentic. We only ever have sponnies that we love and we use.
If they pay me enough, I'll do it. I'm not.
What, you'd
lie.
eat some spam? No, you would
no,
not eat some spam.
I wouldn't eat it, but I'd promote it to people that might want to eat it.
I'm not doing that because I hate spam. It's rank. When I was drunk, when I was a teenager, one of my friends was really pissed and went into a friend's larder. This is where I think I am traumatized by it. And I remember seeing her pulling out spam with her hand and ate it with mayo.
Ooh, grimmage.
Oh.
Don't we do horrible things when we're like 18? And at house parties?
Yeah, you've been told. Anyway, as you can all hear, Imo is also here, and it is your episode. That means we're bringing you extra LuAnna this week. Extra rants, extra chat, extra confessions, extra stories. It's all about you. Should always be about me, but it's not.
Or, I mean, is it an appropriate time to say I've had a bit of a bleppy flare-up, guys? I'll save it for next week. It's an interesting story. Right, let's...
not really. You have them all the time. It's not that interesting.
It's very interestingly. Right, partners being dicks in delivery is what this message has been titled from Jess. So she says, well, just a quick one. 16-hour labour forceps.
Oh, it's a long one, Jess.
Ventouse delivery. Oh, one push away from a section. First baby. Yeah, I can relate to pretty much all of that. My husband stood up after the 16 hours and announced to the room, oh, my back is really aching now.
He's in for a sucker punch.
Isn't he just? Good job I was in a baby bubble, or I may have had to punch him in the nose and make him eat my placenta. You can do the hard work next time, eh? Oh, absolutely. What a knob.
That's cool.
Not cool. Not
have
cool.
we got a voice note next from Alex?
We do.
Hi, LuAnna. Seasoned vet when it comes to listening. Obviously goes without saying. Love you so much.
Vet.
I've got a story for my partner was a twat when I was in labour.
Good.
Not so much labour, but post-birth.
Oh.
So I had quite a quick birth, like 4 hours start to finish with first baby.
Speedy.
But nonetheless, I just pushed out a £9.7 chunker of a baby at like 6 a.m. Anyway, then the nurse or healthcare worker came round to offer me breakfast, walked into the room and said, what would you like from the menu for breakfast? And my partner, without a shadow of even a smidge of concern for me, reached out to her and was like, can I see the menu? Oh, I'd love her. And she had to stop in mid-sentence and say, I'm really sorry, it's just for the mum. There's an M&S downstairs. So yeah, that's my labour story. Bless him. I still retell the story a lot, and so does he. We find the funny side of it now. But anyway, love you girls. Keep doing what you're doing. You don't have to keep me anonymous. I'm Alex from Essex.
Yeah, I think this is a feature that can keep rolling and rolling. And it reminded me last week, actually, as well, of my elder brother, who apparently, when my sister-in-law was in labour with my nephew, she was literally labouring hard, and my brother fell asleep on her bed while she was in labour. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's fine. I punched him in the arm for her.
That's bad.
Yeah.
How can you just fall asleep?
Oh, he's like, tired.
Tired, it's like me. Tired. We've got a message from Anonymous now. So June says, I'm June from Australia. I love the pod, long-time listener, and as a nurse, I thought it was time to share one of the many horrifying tales from the trenches.
Do it.
This particular gem happened on a New Year's Eve night shift, and I was helping a lady to the toilet. She was a larger woman with limited mobility, so I was crouched down in front of her, helping to remove her pad pants and to get her sorted with a fresh pair. Outside, I could hear the fireworks and distant cheers, people celebrating New Year, probably with Prosecco and hot dates, all very magical. And here I was, eye level with a stranger's vagina. Suddenly, I felt a wet splatter on my face, not even a warning. I looked up and there she was, legs spread, squeezing a tube of Caniston cream like her life depended on it, aggressively slathering it on while I was right there in the splash zone. Not a dab, not a gentle application. It was a full-on, no mercy slather with a creamy explosion straight to my face. So while the rest of the world was bringing in New Year with champagne and kisses, I was crouched on the floor of a hospital bathroom covered in thrush cream, staring into the abyss of someone's fanny, questioning every single life choice that brought me to that moment, along with the haunting sounds of the sloppy squelch as she rubbed it in. But sadly, it didn't end there. The next morning, I was helping her into the shower. She asked me, "Love, can you pass me the loofah?" Now, I'd noticed the loofah. Do you call it a loofah or a loafer?
Loofah.
Yeah. Now, I'd noticed that the loofah the night before, I'd even picked it up. It was long, jointed, and looked like a mini poodle. Not the soft, round puff I had at home. So I passed it over. And then I watched, in absolute horror, as she reached between her legs, started yanking it back and forth, just scrubbing away. At least she's very clean. Clearly trying to clean off the leftover Caniston cream from the night before. And all I could think was, I touched that with my actual bare hands. I touched her homemade fanny flosser. Safe to say, I've never touched anything barehanded in a patient's bathroom since, and I get a little shiver when I see a tube of Caniston sitting on a bathroom sink.
Triggered. Wow.
Fanny flosser.
Happy New Year. Let's just hope your year turned out better than that.
Good start.
Right, Petty Polly from Izzy.
I think I have a contender for the best Petty Polly of all time. My husband got home from work yesterday. I'd only just sat down and made myself a cup of tea. Didn't know he was coming home early. Annoying. And he was wondering that I hadn't made him a cup of tea. So for the rest of the evening, which was a good few hours, every time he had finished, literally to the second, his cup of tea, I went and made him another one. He had so much tea. He was up half the night weeing. He went on to another cup of tea again from me. Love the pod and all that for Jazzle. Thank you guys for keeping me sane with a 2-year-old. I am Izzy from Wiltshire.
That's like a over-caring Petty Polly.
It's like so petty to be like, you want a cup of tea?
Yeah.
I'll make you a fucking cup of tea.
Yeah. Here you go. You finish that one. Here's your next one. Drink it.
So pathetic.
What's the next one, Anna? I've got another Petty Polly from Tony.
Yeah. So, hi, LuAnna, my man fan here. Love the podcast and all that shit. My wife introduced me to the podcast on a road trip 2 years ago, and now I listen more than she does. Welcome,
Love
babes.
that.
All right, Tones. Anyway, I have a Petty Polly, so please keep me anonymous and call me Tony after my granddad. Let me set the scene. I went to an all-boys school, so I have many outrageous gag-worthy stories from my teenage years, but wanted to share this one. My school was split into 4 communities. My head of community hated my friendship group and me in particular. Fighting, smoking behind the bike sheds, selling crisp sweets and cans. I could go on. Anyway, in my final year, I was studying food and nutrition, and my teacher gave our class the opportunity to prepare a dish for my community's teacher for an end of year thank you for the 5 years they had taught us. My friends and I decided this was the perfect opportunity to have our revenge on the head of our community. Of course, there would be a collateral damage with teachers we liked, but it would be worth it. We were assigned to do this is brave. I love those people that were brave. That was not me. I was too chicken shit. We were assigned to do a big bowl of coleslaw. Obviously didn't trust our cooking ability, but this is where we had the idea of putting stuff in it that isn't your classic recipe. A few dead daddy long legs, a couple of bogies, and last but not least, our arse and pubic hair. At the end of the meal, our head of community thanked us for what he described as one of the best coleslaws he'd ever had, standing there in front of all the teachers as he said this, trying desperately as a group to not burst into laughter. Our plan had worked. I do often think if he coughed up a furball whilst laying in bed that night, because my cock, gooch and arse looked like I'd had a few sessions of Aquatox. By the time I was finished with that coleslaw, couple of clinkers in there for good luck, girls, I bet.
Oh, no.
Anyway, thank you for everything you do as a pod. You've helped me grow and helped me understand situations on how my wife is feeling. Oh, that's so lovely. And try not to fix things, but instead listen. All the best, Tony. Well, what a lovely ending to a really gross story.
Tony. We've got a voice note from Catherine next.
Hi, LuAnna and Imo. Catherine here from Ireland. Just listening to your latest episode while I am driving to work. Today is my first day listening to an episode that was out this week because I have been, for the last year, catching up on your back catalogue, which I'm sure Anna will be very
Yes,
happy
thank
with.
you. Well done. Keep going
I
back.
work as a community nurse, so I spent a lot of time driving, and that's how I've been catching up. And yeah, so now I will miss not having an episode to just throw on. I'll have to wait like everybody else. But the reason I messed it in is in relation to having personal arse wipers.
Oh, yes.
The topic that you're talking about on the pod today. So as I said already, I'm a nurse. And yeah, we don't get paid 100,000 or $250,000. What Anna said she would like to be a personal arse wiper. And basically, we wipe a lot of arses. We're personal arse wipers for a lot of people every day.
True.
So yeah,
True.
it's obviously, if I had been asked this question, I would have had to say at least half of the prize money. And the rest. Because yeah, so obviously I don't have such high
You deserve
standards
it
as you
all,
girls.
Catherine.
Personal arse swiping for the masses is basically a large part of my
gone
job.
commercial.
Or was a large part of my
Yes.
job. As I said, I now work in the community, so arse swiping is not my job any longer. I have transitioned from that. Anyway, just said I'd let you know that it's not as uncommon as you think. It's just called
You're
something
right.
else. AKA
Nursing.
nurse.
It's
Healthcare
basically a
assistant.
nurse. Yes.
Love pod and all that jazz.
She's
Bye.
right. It's a nurse and a carer, and we salute you all.
Yes.
You should be paid
Yeah.
millions, quite frankly, for that.
Yeah, I think so.
All those clinkers.
Someone, my midwife had to wipe my ass after I'd had Elle.
Why?
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I don't know why she did actually, but she did. She washed my nun. She wiped my bum. I don't know. She really looked after me after I had Elle.
You had a C-section.
Yeah, I don't know why she wiped my bum and washed my nun. It's a very good point. I could have done it myself, but she did do it.
Right.
Just thinking back now, why did that happen? It was I felt very cared for.
You were going to say it was very nice.
Well, I felt very cared for. I felt like
You felt vulnerable.
yeah,
and
I
then
felt
cared
vulnerable,
for
and she was
loved
like,
in that moment.
yeah, she kind of washed because I was all sore, and oh no, that was it. I was holding up all of the drains and things or whatever you like from the section, and she basically cleaned me. And I remember thinking, you are a good woman. You're wiping me vag and me nun and me bum.
Oh, all right then. Well done to Anna's midwife. We've got a message from Lou now. She says, hey, LuAnna and Imo, love the pod and all that jazz. You've helped me through my darkest times listening to the pod in lockdown with my 4-month-old whilst grieving having lost my mum a few months before. To say that you've helped me is an understatement. This year, I'm running the London Marathon to raise money for the hospice that cared for my mum and enabled my husband and I to get married just hours before my mum passed away. I was hoping for some words of wisdom to push me through the day, as I'll be listening to the pod and repeats of the pod while soaking up the atmosphere, of course. Thanks for always being so wonderful. Love, Lou. Okay, so listen, it's the marathon this Sunday. You're not the only one running it, Lou, and we commend all of our listeners that are running. So if you're listening to this and you are running, I just want to let you all know it's okay to do a Paula Radcliffe. And if you do any kind of Paula Radcliffing, please let us know on LuAnna, because that makes great content.
Maybe even take a photo. Yeah, we're like, listen to this. It's too good to miss. Da 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 da. Boo! As someone who has run the London Marathon, it's
Have
bloody
you?
long. Oh, yes, I ran it in 2010. It's very long, but just all I would say is just dig deep. You've got this. You'll love it up until you get over Tower Hill at mile 12. Gets a bit quiet around East London. Keep digging deep. Listen back to our back catalogue. There it is, girls. And then once you get to mile 20, fuck it, just keep going. Just run, keep going, ignore any
How
pain.
long is it? 21 or 27?
26.2. And that
I kick the arse with
that
that.
last 1.2 is you feel that.
Killer.
But it's nice because there's so many crowds and it's like by
It
the
is.
embankment and all through town.
It's a great
I just want to
experience.
say to you, you've been training for this moment for months.
Yes.
This is now your moment
This
to
is your
shine.
moment.
Think of all the training. Think of all the hard times you've come through to get to this stage. And all you just got to keep on going. And at this stage, it is actually mind over body.
It
right?
is.
Don't let your mind fuck this for you. You need to overcome that. You're not feeling pain. You just got to keep pushing and pushing. Do some breathing and listen to Enya.
I used to. Enya's good.
No,
I used to
listen to
think.
us.
Listen to us, yeah, or Enya. I used to think, genuinely, this sounds a little bit warped, but when I was feeling pain in the last sort of 6 miles, I'd never got further than 19
I know
in
what
training.
you're going to say.
Go on.
No, are you going to say that? No, you say it and then I'll say what I
Well,
thought you
no,
were
I
gonna
used to think when I sort of weirdly bully myself when I have to get myself through something. So I like my inner self-critic is a bit harsh, but I'm like, just keep fucking running. There are people out there that are dying, that are really experiencing pain. Yeah, this is what I do. People out there are really struggling, Anna. And look at you.
Stop
you
being
little, you little
pathetic.
piece of shit. You're just running. You've got your 2 legs. You've got your arms. You've got fresh air. You've got nice trainers on. Who do you think you are to not get
what I
your
do.
arm? If you've got friends of yours who are experiencing chemotherapy at the moment and doing this and having all these struggles, if you can't just run a marathon, then what can you do? I swear to you, that was my inner self-critic.
That works.
And it got me through the last 6
That's
miles.
what
So
I do.
do that to yourself.
I always think, oh my God, how
You're
can you
pathetic.
feel like
How
this
can you
when
feel
there's
like
so
this?
many people
Yes.
that are worse off than you
Yes.
in the world?
I'm like people are running
that
this. People are running this
experience
with
real
cancer.
pain.
Yeah, people are running
Yeah.
next to me with illnesses. And if I can't run, that helped me. So use that.
That always helps me, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I
There you
just
go.
think, God, all of the people that are
Yes.
experiencing pain and horrific lives every single day of
They're
their
doing
life.
it.
This
Yeah.
is just short term.
Yes, Lou, that's what I do. And it
It's
gets,
not
and it
even
gets you through.
24 hours.
Exactly.
You just need to breathe and get on with it and
One
pull
step
up the
at a
big
time.
girl pants.
Exactly.
Right.
Good luck.
What is Claire saying? We got a voice note from Claire actually. She says, excuse my voice. I've just had a chest infection and this is the reason why I sound awful.
Okay.
So let's listen to how awful Claire
Right,
sounds.
here we go then.
My twin.
Hello, I've just listened to this week's
Oh, she does.
podcast and I thought that I would send in
Sounds like an old dear.
a fart song. Yes, if anyone had some
Hocus
new
pocus
fart
witch.
songs. So I'm going to send you this one. It is, I am from Edinburgh in Scotland and this is to the tune of Scotland the Brave. Far, far, the beans are coming, must be the ones I ate this morning. Quick, get to the lavatory, it's too late there on the floor. Mama, I didn't mean it, get me a mop and then I'll clean it. That's what you get for eating Heinz baked beans. We used to all sing that when we were at primary school growing up. Love the podcast and all that jazz. My friend Charlotte introduced me to it. We have been friends since we're 14 years old and we will be 40 next year. So please send lots of love to her. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Bye.
Claire. You sound like my 98-year-old dead grandmother.
When she started singing. I don't even know what that song was.
I loved it though.
And then I liked it at the end.
Da, da, da.
Heinz
Just the-
baked beans.
We just needed some bagpipes, didn't we? Just to join in with that.
I imagined us doing an ad for Heinz.
Yes.
Playing bagpipes through the streets of London before diving into a
Guys.
tartan paddling pool.
Why have we not? I'm sure we've talked about Heinz before, a sponsor we've never had, but you're right. We talk about farts. Beans. Make you
Good
fart.
for the heart.
The more you eat, the more you
What you
fart.
fart.
Why
The more
have
you
we not
fart,
had
the better
the more
you
you
feel.
eat?
So have Heinz beans with every meal. Do you know what we should start doing, right? In a bid to get sponsors,
Yeah.
we should just take their products and do our own thing.
Do
and
our
just
own
decide, right, we're going to do the best advert that Heinz has ever seen. Yeah. And then we'll film it. And then
Pitch
Heinz will
it.
reach out to us and then we'll like charge them
Yeah.
after. We'll be like, look,
For the creative.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mo. Yes. So
that's what we should
we'll
do.
each
Maybe
get
we
can
need a
of
paddling
beans.
pool. We need a paddling pool of baked
feet.
beans.
Feet always go down well with us.
Feet in the
Feet,
paddling pool.
beans. And
farts.
we've just basically
Creative
created the best
genius.
advert ever. Yeah.
You've just listened to that lively, Fanians. Right, I've never told anyone this, but hi girls, long time listener here. You guys never fail to put a smile on my face. And can you believe Trisha is on CBB?
Yes.
I've not seen any of it because I've been away. Wild.
It's been quite a series, Lou. Quite a series.
I saw someone got kicked out.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, I don't really know who he is though.
Film star. Hollywood person.
What did he get kicked out for?
Just massively inappropriate to everybody.
Oh, and
About
then I read
everything.
somewhere that Love Island Chris and Jojo Siwa, the bow bitch, you know, bow bitch.
Is
She does all the
yeah.
bows.
From Dance Mums, yeah.
They're like getting together or something. I'm sure I saw something about that. Not right?
Don't know. Because she
Maybe I took that headline and ran with it.
No, people are saying they're getting close, but she is gay and has a partner. I believe has a partner.
Oh.
So I think that's where people are like, oh, is this a friendship? What is it?
Oh, they're just friends then.
I
You
think
know,
it's
like
just friends
gays are very friendly people.
Excellent. Thank you for that massive generalisation.
No, they are. And very touchy-feely, most that I've come across. Most of my friends, all my gay friends, they're always cuddling and kissing me. Telling me they love me, stroking. You know, like you lay down for a movie and they're like, tickle my back.
Yes.
Because it's platonic, and that's probably what she's getting from Chris.
Maybe.
But Chris might be getting some hard-ons. Anyway, I've not seen it. This is all speculation. Right. Anyway, something happened to me recently, which I disclosed to my best friend, who's also a long-time listener. She told me I absolutely had to share the story with you, and if I didn't, she would. So after some acceptance and courage, here goes. Rewind back to Feb 25. I work for a bank in a rather senior role. I travel around the UK, staying in different cities on a regular basis. I'm able to book my own hotels, and I tend to look for the usual facilities: gym, nice restaurants, a bonus, points for a spa, etc., etc. I've been single for around 18 months, and I've adored not having any responsibility, living my life, pursuing my career without any of the guilt. A complete selfish 28-year-old. What could go wrong? Well, this one Thursday night, I found myself in Manchester, staying in a rather large hotel that had a very business conference vibe. I got back to the hotel after a long day, probably around about 9 p.m. There was a corporate party taking place in the main bar area, leading to a private room with separate music. There must have been about 150 people at this event, and so while I briefly considered another boring Deliveroo meal for one, I thought a party would be a bit more fun. I was curious what the party was for and quickly found out that it was a construction company's delayed Christmas do. Apparently, they choose to have their festive party in February as opposed to the usual December bash. Weird, but okay, I thought. Channeling my best I'm a boss confidence, I started to mingle, which, by the way, is very easy as a sober person approaching people that have been drinking for the best part of the evening. I was having a ball. I made up my own job role for the company. I called myself Olivia. I enjoyed the free drinks. Found out that Helen from accounts got caught in the shower and with James. The odd canapé was flying around, but most of all, I was enjoying the eye contact from a rather fit guy across the room. A few hours and quite a few glasses of wine later, this guy was still giving me the occasional glance. Shit, I've been rumbled, I thought. He knows I don't work for the company. Is he the boss, wondering who this imposter is? While these thoughts are running through my mind, he started to approach me. I panicked, but I couldn't do anything about it. Just play it cool, I thought. God, he was fit, and I'm a sucker for a man in a suit at the best of times. But add some wine goggles, and you'll know that a 7 has gone straight to a 10.
Sure.
He was fit, that corporate fit, tall, dark, styled, clean shoes, and a gorgeous smile. Some small talk ensued, and I quickly figured out he had no idea that I was an imposter. He was flirting with me. What a result. After a few more drinks, a dance, and some pick and mix, they'd hired a sweet cart. This fit guy asked me what room I was staying in. Now, thinking back to this moment, I don't know who that girl was that thought it was a good idea to slide her only hotel room key card into his trouser pocket. Having done so, I walked away, leaving the party, having had the most fantastic night. It was just what I needed after a stressful week. Making my way to the lifts, it slowly dawned on me that I had no access to my hotel room. Oh, for fuck's sake, I thought. My feet were killing me for being in heels for 15 hours, and now I needed to go back to reception and pretend I'd lost my key. Finally, I was ready to retire for the night, but as I enter my room, the fit guy is standing there. Shit, why is he here? Well, because you gave him your card, you idiot. Well, I didn't think it would actually happen. Arguing with myself in silence for a split second, my inner desire took over, and we just started making out. It was hot. Like really hot. And I'll spare you the rest of the details, but let your imagination run wild.
Sounds hot.
The fit guy left very early that morning. I fell back to sleep and woke to my alarm at 7 in a sort of hungover trance. What even happened last night? Why did I do that? I really must grow up, I thought to myself while brushing my teeth and getting ready for work. I couldn't help smile to myself though. Down to the hotel restaurant, which was now kitted out for breakfast, I was seated at a table and went to help myself to the buffet while waiting for my eggs to arrive. Keeping my head down, there were a few familiar faces from the party. Shit, I did not think this through. I don't want to see these people. I don't work with them. I decided to get breakfast. I decided to trough through my breakfast as soon as was possible. I was picking up my bag to leave when a woman approached my breakfast table and asked if she could sit. Confused, I looked at her and said, "Of course, I'm just leaving." In a deadpan style, she eyeballed me and said, "No, I think we need a chat." Fuck. Rumbled, I thought. How embarrassing. Is this the boss? Is she going to demand that I pay for all the consumables I devoured last night? Well, as it turns out, I wish that's what she wanted. In fact, she was the boss, but also the fit guy's wife. What the hell have I got myself into? It's now 8:15 and I'm 15 minutes late for work with a thumping headache. My blister plaster has already peeled off and I'm sat opposite a woman I've never met who's telling me how my employment with the company needs to come to an end to save the embarrassment it will bring her relationship and business. Apparently, a few people saw Fit Guy flirting with me last night and reported back.
It's not
Fortunately, Fit Guy and his wife are getting a divorce and they had separate hotel rooms, but this isn't known for business purposes. Angry Wife proceeds to pulling out a checkbook from her bag and I am so confused. She has then written a blank check for £5,000 and tells me to hand her my resignation today. Wanting this whole ordeal to be over, I pick up my belongings and tell her that she will receive my resignation imminently. I walk out slightly wobbly because my feet still hurt. I didn't see Fit Guy again, and of course, I never cashed the check. I'm sure it didn't take long for Angry Wife to figure out, and it's like, I would have done. Well, that would have been that would have been a well-paid for shag, wouldn't it? But my God, what a turn of events. The story still makes me cringe, and I'm hoping it'll fill me with joy, especially when I'm 80. Next time, I think I'll just order food to the room and whack on a face mask. Love you, girls.
What? I mean, I feel for the wife. It sounds like the whole thing really complicated.
Well, they were getting
and
a divorce
shitty.
anyway.
Well, yeah, but still, the whole situation though, just the secondhand cringe for everyone involved. Always a.
Be honest, girls. Who would have cashed the check? Anna, we know you would have because of your reaction just then.
But
my
my moral compass then kicked in, and I thought, well, actually, that woman hasn't done anything wrong. But then she did offer the money. I don't know.
If I was like walking past a bank, I would have cashed it, but I wouldn't have like gone out of my way to cash it.
Yeah, I think I'd have probably just left the whole situation alone.
If it was a convenient cashing in, I would have done.
Do you know what? My instinct is like,
she walked out the hotel and the bank's right there.
No, but I think morally I'd feel that money was tarnished and I don't think I'd have enjoyed it. Damn my conscience.
Was a good shag. Imo? Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Probably would have done it, but I wouldn't have felt good about it.
Wouldn't have felt good about it. That dude, I'm telling you, he's the one here that is a very naughty boy. Right, second one. A very naughty boy. Right, hi ladies, I hope you're both well. Treswell, thank you for asking. I'm one of your man fans and love your podcast immensely. Thank you.
So many messages from the men. We love the messages from the guys.
Chaps, yeah. And all of you. I became aware of you when your confessions popped up on my Instagram feed and discovered that you've been entertaining the public since pre-COVID days. Yes, we have.
We have.
Welcome. You can also go back and listen. I decided to binge listen every episode. See, Lou? There you go. From day one, so I'm currently playing catch up. Needless to say, I genuinely have a belly laugh every day with your rants, weirdo of the weeks and confessions. And this brings me to an incident that happened to me way back in 1981. Ooh, you're an older man fan. It's my year of birth. I have never told this.
He's only like 42, 43.
Well, yeah, but, well, you know, it depends how old he is. I've never told any of this. As my daughter is an avid listener to your pod, I would like to retain my anonymity for fear of mutual embarrassment. For the purpose of this confession, I'd like to be referred to as Aragon. In early 1981, at the age of 18, yes, in his 60s now, I met a girl of the same age whose parents ran a South London pub. We shall call her Arwen for this story. From early on, we realised that we were both very adventurous when it came to sex. We would take the opportunity to have fun wherever and whenever we could. My newly acquired Honda Civic car was a favourite place to fool around in when the pub was busy, when it was closed from 3 until 5 p.m. Yup, before a change in the Licensing Act in 1988, pubs had an afternoon gap. We would shag all over the place. Yeah, I remember that. The ladies' toilet, the food larder, the pool table.
How do you remember that? You were like 8 years old.
I remember they used to have a gap in those time. Yeah. So yeah, the pool table, the garden shelter were frequently used for our sexual shenanigans. However, when the pub closed for a 2-week renovation, her parents went on holiday and we were left with the place to ourselves. While the decorators were busy downstairs, we were busy upstairs. One particular afternoon, Arwen said she wanted us to have some fun in her parents' bedroom, which I agreed to. She started rummaging through wardrobes and drawers and suddenly shrieked, "Look what I found!" In her hand, it was a white vibrator. "I can't believe my mum's got a sex toy," she said. "I've got to give it a try." Anyway, after 10 minutes of kissing, cuddling and groping, she asked me to pop it in. Well, being the gent and not wishing to cause Arwen any discomfort, I thought the vibrator would need a little lubrication to increase the pleasure. So without a second thought, I popped it in my mouth and licked it up and down like an ice pop.
Oh.
Is it? Oh, thank you, Imogen. It was only a few seconds later that my taste buds detected strange, tangy taste, and I became aware that my tongue changed texture. It was at this point that my brain engaged, and I suddenly realised that the taste in my mouth, oh man, I'm feeling pukey, was the dried residue of my girlfriend's mother's minge juice that I had skillfully licked from her vibrator. Ugh. I dare not react because I didn't want to kill the mood, so without hesitation, I worked the toy in between my girlfriend's legs, much to her pleasure, whilst I was trying to produce as much saliva as possible to nullify the taste in my mouth. People were like,
Arwen was gone down on Arwen.
Yeah, do you know what? You're right. Arwen was so enthralled with the buzzing sensation that she pulled me to her and gave me a full-on French kiss. I think she was too engrossed in the pleasure to notice the strange taste in my mouth. But needless to say, I'd inadvertently shared her own mum's vag with her. I never had the heart to tell her, and we enjoyed a fortnight of frolicking until her parents returned. I have to say, though, from that day onwards, I could never look at her mum in the same way after that eventful afternoon. We separated after a year. But I've kept this story to myself until now. But I have happy memories of our adventures together, and that day is etched in my memory as one of uneasiness and guilt. Keep up the fantastic work as ever, and good luck for the future. Thank you. Thank you
for that, lovely man fan. Well, listen, on that note, corker confessions today. That is it for this week's episode of LuAnna Totally Extra. We will, of course, be back with your usual dose of Monday, where we will be reunited in the studio.
I can't wait. But of course, until then, don't forget to get all of your guff into us. We need to hear from you. This is your episode. Just email us. It's LuAnna at everythingluanna.com. Or you can WhatsApp us 07745 266 947. Please don't forget to follow us if you haven't already. It really does make a difference to us. And you can watch us on YouTube as well. See you Monday.
Bye.